It is Saturday, March 28th, which would make this the 29th day of the illegal war launched on Iran, and of course, the full on assault on Lebanon. Today is really about assault, murder, torture, mayhem, destruction. Let us start with the murder of two senior journalists in Lebanon by the IDF. Fatima Fitouni and I believe Ali Shaib and their cameraman were targeted by the IDF and murdered. This is a tactic that was used in Gaza, and it is being used again in Lebanon. Let's make no mistake, this is the exact same playbook that is being launched. And let us also remember that international journalists, MSNBC, CNN, BBC, Sky News, print journalists, New York Times, Washington Post, Guardian, they really did not stand up for their fellow journalists in Gaza. They did not condemn these deaths. They didn't write articles about these people or talk about their journalism. They used their journalism, but they didn't say anything. We would not have known what was happening inside Gaza unless those journalists weren't there risking their lives. So let us hold these people in our hearts. What has Israel done today? They are the modern day Halaku Khan of the Mongol hordes. The Mongol hordes pillage, rampage through Baghdad back in the day. They burned every book in sight. They turned rivers black because they tossed those books into the river and the ink flowed out. Yes, they burned every book in sight, every academic institution in sight. It was the destruction of Baghdad by the Mongol armies, the Mongol hordes. And yet again, we see it. George W. Bush was another Mongol horde destroying Iraq. And here we are, Netanyahu and Trump, the modern day Mongol hordes. Israel overnight attacked a major university in Tehran. Why would you destroy a university, attack hospitals, kill journalists, kill babies, kill toddlers, kill mothers? Why? Excuse me. I am nursing a terrible cold. Why would you do that? Unless you planned to destroy civilization just like the Mongol hordes did. And that is what is going on today. They really thought that the Iranian population would just rise up and welcome these bombs dropping. They're destroying their major institutions. Yes. The intention is to turn Iran into rubble. Institutions of learning, heritage sites, mosques, shrines, schools. They want to destroy any sign of life. They want you to know that Iran was just rubble. There was no modernity here. It was a land of rubble. These were barbarians. No, you are the barbarians. The Mongol hordes are pillaging, destroying, killing. What's next? They're going to start looting. That's what they were doing in Gaza. The Israelis who went in, the IDF, into Palestinian homes were looting. Not only were they parading around women's lingerie, they were actually stealing and looting. This most moral army, and they're doing the same in Lebanon. They're doing exactly the same in Lebanon. Donald Trump is telling you exactly what he thinks of Arabs. Exactly. Yesterday at some Miami, Saudi Arabia investment conference, why in the hell that's even happening and happening in Miami? I mean, we know the grifty reason for it, but what idiocracy is that? Well, they got what they paid for, I guess. With Donald Trump saying in front of the entire audience that Mohammed bin Salman was kissing his ass. Exactly those words. Mohammed bin Salman is kissing my ass, and he better kiss my ass. Mohammed bin Salman, who's supposed to have people's knees knocking in fear and the most powerful, supposed de facto king of Saudi Arabia, Donald Trump has diminished him to someone who's kissing his ass. Boy, this is what you paid for, MBS? $2 billion to Jared Kushner, another $5 billion forthcoming, so that his father-in-law can diminish you. Remember when Obama was about to take office, what Rahm Emanuel's father had said. Rahm Emanuel was the chief of staff for Obama. Nobody could figure out why, but he was his first chief of staff. Rahm Emanuel's father lived in Israel, and Rahm Emanuel himself had served in the Israeli army. And he said to Rahm Emanuel, "What is that towel head going to do in the White House? Is he going to be wiping the floors?" So yes, dirty Arab, kiss my ass. That's all you have is money. I think Trump went there as well in this speech, but it's so disgusting one can't bear to listen to the whole thing. You just see it in headlines. Everybody is talking about it. Is this what you bought? Is this what you invested in? MBS is kissing my ass. This is the headline around the world. Meanwhile, Pakistan continues to thread this needle as deftly as they can. I have to tip my hat to the homeland. Politics aside, all of that. But it seems there is sort of a unity within all the leadership. I think everybody is on board as to how to navigate this. And it seems clear that they do not want to be drawn into the war. They do not want to have to execute the Defense Pact, and the way that Pakistan is dealing with that and saying we are helping deal with the defense, executing on it, one, is trying to stop the war, stop the missiles from flying, and two, providing humanitarian and food aid, making sure that gets to the Gulf countries, because any closure really affects food deliveries into the Gulf, which is highly dependent on imports of food. So there is that. Pakistan is going to be hosting foreign ministers from Turkey and Egypt next week, March 29th. Oh, yes, I'm sorry, tomorrow, March 29th, and Monday, March 30th, in an emergency meeting hosted in Islamabad. Apparently it was supposed to be in Turkey, but now it's in Islamabad, given Pakistan's role, and you have to wonder who else is going to be at that meeting. But that is what is officially being reported now. So only go by official reports, not by rumors. But again, hat tip to Pakistan and how deftly they are navigating this very, very dangerous situation where mines are planted beneath them, on the side of them, everywhere. Today is a huge protest called No King's Day, but it's of course turning into a no-war, anti-war protest, starting at 2 p.m. in New York, and I'm hoping to go despite this terrible cold, but we shall see how that turns out. I think there'll be a big turnout because it's a sunny day and the temperature is perfect for that, but I think it is essential that everybody who can go should go. Yesterday we found out that the NYPD and FBI had arrested a man who is a member of an offshoot of the Jewish Defense League. The Jewish Defense League was recognized as a terrorist organization a while ago, affiliated with the Kahane movement. And he was planning to kill a pro-Palestinian activist woman named Nardine Kiswani. He was planning to throw Molotov cocktails into her house at night to burn her entire family. So the FBI, NYPD set up a sting operation and they nabbed him. He was planning to flee, apparently, to Israel and had delayed that fleeing for some reason, but that was the plan. So right-wing Jewish terrorism is a real thing, and it has come to the United States quite openly, and it is now what we know against her, but we don't know who else they had targeted and what else was being planned. But you can see their posts on X, and you can see, howls of protest that how dare you say he was this or he was that, or how dare you say he was fleeing to Israel. Well, I guess if officially the mayor is saying that, he would know. He is the mayor of New York and would be briefed on the situation. So mercifully, he was caught before he was about to kill her. So this is what is going on in New York. But once again, I think we need to focus on the butchers of the Middle East, the modern-day Mongol hordes that are swarming over Tehran, that are swarming over Lebanon. Meanwhile, the Mad King is speaking about another monarch in such derisive, dismissive ways. I wonder how the other Arab leaders are feeling about that. Mr. Zelensky has decided to jump into the fray and with both feet. And his excuse is that Iran provides Shahid drones to Russia, and that Ukraine has figured out a way to shoot down Shahid drones. Okay, so Mr. Zelensky decided in order for him to curry favor with the Tin Pot kingdoms, he is going to now, sign military contracts, defense pacts with Saudi Arabia and UAE and Qatar and so on and so forth. Wonderful. Because maybe Pakistan can get out of its military defense pact with Saudi Arabia. Because Mr. Zelensky has jumped in with both feet because he has such excess capacity. Okay, we see it. Glad to know you've become a participant in this war and have dragged Europe into the war. So does this mean that NATO is now participating, since NATO is such a big promoter of Mr. Zelensky? I don't know, but that dynamic is very much there. So that is the roundup for today. And just remember, the markets massively tanked yesterday. The stock market, S&P 500, oil futures went way up. Bond market wobbled. So let us see what the next moves are. But the Mongol hordes are in there. And oh, by the way, before I go, the Houthis have entered the frame.